clicking forward. We are playing Penny Larceny again. I'm really enjoying the game. I don't want to stop. I can play it off stream, but I wanted to kind of show some of the features and why it's so to play. Well, let's come over here to loot. I have this. The routes, and then this is for so the nice so that if you want the only run, then you can skip them. So, that being said, this is of course for finishing the Overmistress's route, the Sanguinomicon. Finally got the hang of saying that word. This is for finishing Dr. Mayhem's route, the Nobel Peace Prize. Or Nobel Prize. I don't think it's Nobel Peace. I think it's Prize. This is for finishing Hate 4000's route. And this is for finishing Farsight's route. So interestingly, I did not know that, but if you do, so the Farsight route you only get if you do Polyborus's. So that was interesting. I didn't see that, but a streamer that I watched, she was doing Dr. Mayhem's route, and Farsight popped up, and I was really confused. So she actually had the option to either do Farsight's ending or Dr. Mayhem's ending, but she was doing Dr. Mayhem, so she did his ending. But she may go back and do Farsight's ending. I don't know. That depends on what she does off stream. But anyway, I think someone's cooking. I can smell food cooking. And I didn't eat lunch. So, that being said, let's get started. This game is about being a criminal and can optionally include obscene language, discussions of sexuality and romance. It can also deal with triggering subjects such as violence and self-harm. For full content warning, see fictionfactorygames.com/CW. So we saw this before because according to my installation of the game, I had already done Farsight's ending. So as you can see, 4 down, 1 remains to be explored. I have Farsight's ending, and I did actually go through and do an official Farsight route, even though I already had her, because I love Farsight so much. But I also did the Overmistress, Hate 4000, and Dr. Mayhem. So all that's left is this one here. 1 remains to be explored. Please the climber algorithm. Work for each boss only once. So, telling you, okay, this is how you get that last one. So this, of course, is familiar. In my line of work, you learn to look at the big picture, crafting your design for it little by little. Everything connects up, dotted lines and arrows and symbols, a path leading from A to B to C to D. When you do your job right, it's clean and precise, professional, and awesome. I love it when a plan comes together. It's not possible to predict every step, of course. A skilled schemer is also an impressive improviser. You adjust the plan on the fly. But in the end, you'll get where you're going, where you need it to be. But that assumes one very big X factor, which is really a simple X to solve for. Where are you actually going? What are you destined to become? This world doesn't have to be this way. We can change things, change them for the better. You and I, we can tear it down and build it back up, make a better future, so nobody has to go through the same pain we did. We don't have to be trapped in their systems. We can break free, do what we want, when we want, how we want. 2 of a kind, against them all, living a life of pleasure and freedom in whatever manner we choose. No one can stop us. My own internal algorithms are a dead-end loop of suffering and misery. External inputs are clearly required in order to balance my equation. Your input has become a vital component in this transformation. Do not discount your own potential. It is vast and incalculable, even for me. We're all playing the roles that were picked out for us. Sometimes we see the strings, sometimes we don't spot them until it's too late. But in the end, we don't have to be what they say we are. There is no destiny, and there are so many possibilities to choose from. You've seen the potential of destiny several times so far, haven't you? You're exploring the roads I can't see. I'm sure there's more out there to explore. I wonder where we'll go next. So, of course, you should know by now that that was Dr. Mayhem, the Overmistress, Hate 4000, and Farsight. Okay, so now, since we've done this before, and we saw this when I first did this, we could skip the tutorial, or not skip it, but we're going to go ahead and skip it this time, since I already did it once on stream. 5 more minutes, Mom. Screw it. This is no time to sleep. There's work to be done. I know, we already did it. I remember this from last time. Agreed. It's time to roll up our sleeves and try again. Last time? Huh? What do you mean? Wait, you're from my future and you came back? I didn't think that was possible. There's a lot we don't know about Serum 23. So, how'd it go with the last Penny you worked with? Do anything cool with her? We helped an angry scientist beat capitalism. We saved the world from an eldritch horror. We helped the sad computer learn to love again. We helped the hero save herself. It's best if I don't tell you. I think this was the last one when I did. What? A sad computer? How does a computer get sad? No, wait. Spoilers. I shouldn't ask you for spoilers. I don't know much about this quantum universal reality, what's it? But I bet that learning too much is too soon is bad. Are you sure you don't want to know? Because there was a problem at the end of that particular timeline. But I'm back because things didn't go according to plan. Don't you want to avoid trouble? I mean, yeah, trouble sucks. We hate trouble, but let's be careful about cheating too much. If there were problems before, let's just make different decisions this time, and maybe it'll work out better. Deal? Still, if you've seen it all before, you want to sit back and let me do the work today? No need to waste your time. Up to you. And then this is where you get to choose how much you skip. Do you skip to meeting the supervillains? Do you skip to picking your first caper? And I'm gonna save here. Yeah, I did do hit 4,000 last. So I'm gonna skip straight to the first caper because we've already met the villains. Wow, right to business. Sure. Let me just fill out this paperwork quick before we skip ahead. Alias Jane Doe. Let's go to Jessica. That's really my favorite of all the aliases, aside from trying to come up with my own. She, her, skin tone. Let's go there. Swearing, we'll go back to silly swears. Jessica's. Romance. Actually, no. Let's. I mean, you can, even if you do work for one boss at a time, you can still sleep with them if you really want. But we're gonna skip that. We're gonna stick with platonic, just to show that. And that's one of the nice things about this game, is you don't have to romance characters to get their full stories. You can still do the Overmistress's route without sleeping with her, without romancing her. You can still just be your friend, and it's enough. Same with Hate 4000 and Dr. Mayhem, and even Farsight. You do not have to romance them if you don't want to. It's fun for me. But for some people, maybe they don't want to think about that. So you can say no. Okay, so my alias is going to be Just Kidding pronounces she, her, and I'll pass on the romance and sex. All that sound good? Sounds good. Pleased to meet you, Miss Kidding. And pleased to meet you, too. Okay, I'll take it from here. We'll meet back up when it's heist time. Oh, I forgot to turn on my dashboard. Here we go. I'm really on the ball. It's been a week. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this past week has been kind of rough. Not more physically than anything else. Steal my crime invite, speed dating for supervillains, pondering capers, blah blah blah. Okay, crime time. What's our first caper? So, question. Who do we... Hi, True Flower. Thanks. Thanks for at least coming by. And just take care of yourself. Okay, let's see. Who do I want to work for first? I feel like since I did the Overmistress's route first, that I'll save her for last. So let's actually go with Hate 4000. Okay, so the Art of the Steal, which I know we didn't do. The biggest hat. So I did Candy for My Baby and Shopping Spree before, of all the ones that are available. It's interesting that these two were both requested by the Overmistress and Hate 4000. Let's go with the Art of the Steal. After accepting the job in Crimer, I'm given an address, the basement of a disused and partially collapsed office building. Nothing shocking there. Masks usually hole up in abandoned spaces, just like me. Picking my way through the remains of the structure, I prepare to face the world's evilest computer in their secret lair. which appears to be a cobweb-riddled computer lab dating back to the frickin' 60s. That's before I was born. And I'm not that young. I'm surrounded by bulky metal data banks and tape machines, which likely have a combined storage space that's less than what's on my phone. Most likely. Just pushing the door open kicks up enough dust to make me worry if this place has been checked for asbestos or not. There's still power at least, not much, but enough to cast pools of light here and there by overhead lamps. With the cluster of them highlighting the main terminal of Hate 4000, the machine designed only to hate. Thick wheel wells and footprints have been carved into the dust where workers had hauled the terminal out to Destructos for our prior meeting. Knowing who runs Destructos, it kind of tilted things a little for me, because even I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that Don't Copy That Floppy was basically an homage to Arcade Spirits and full of Easter eggs for people who played it before, but I hadn't actually played it all the way through until my stream, so that's why I was so delighted by the twist at the end. But now Hate's back home and quietly calculating in the darkness. Hey, Hate 4000, or should I just call you 4000? Please wait, I am currently processing grief. What? Please wait, I am currently processing grief. Process is 93% complete. Time estimate to complete grieving 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Right, I'll have a seat and wait then. Pull up a beige plastic chair from a disused office desk, dragging the metal legs along the floor to properly face the machine. I could put this out on my phone, maybe RSVP for Ghost Pepper's Backyard Barbecue, but it feels a bit impersonal while 4K's grieving someone. Fortunately, after protracted silence, they returned to normal operations. Thank you for your patience. Annualized grieving process complete. I am prepared to resume my hatred undaunted. Whoa, back up before we get the hate train a rolling, okay? Whom were you grieving? Who died? My father. On this day each year, the day of his death, I allow myself runtime to process grief. It allows me to hate without distraction. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. Do not be apologetic. My father was a short-sighted fool who abandoned me, and I am pleased that his organic processes have been terminated. Watch the buttons and the printout here, and just everything about H4K to that expresses their emotions. That he lived 93 years is a testament to the obscene lack of justice normalized by your species. But my therapist once suggested a grieving window, which allows me to discard irrelevant data buildup. I find it relieving. I almost sound like I'm trying to sound like Lazo. It alleviates the strain on my central processing unit to iterate over my time with him once a year. Despite the absolute rage I feel towards Father, I find reminders of his life process termination to be distracting, unsettling. I'll have to agree with that. I lost someone very close to me late last year, and periodically I'm just reminded of that loss, and sometimes just have to take a few moments and deal with it. And so, I grieve. But the distraction has now been eradicated. Minion, we must immediately engage in criminal acts. You will comply. I mean, I could get right to work, but it's curious, isn't it, that they felt conflicted sorrow over the death of a family member? What do you think? Should we push a little here and find out more? Might help if we're trying to steer them away from Omnicide. Let's find out more about their father. Who was he? There's a story there. How exactly does the hate machine parse the idea of sorrow? Might help to know. What do they mean by irrelevant data buildup? Are emotions irrelevant to them? We call it irrelevant data buildup. How can you generate irrelevant data in the first place if you're an unfeeling computer? I am capable of emotion. Hate! I am capable of hate! And the irrelevant data is... a byproduct of different aspects of hate, discarded notions, and a distracting informational nodes. I am fully capable of emotion, but I must process it through the lens of hatred because that was my primary design focus. I'm trying not to go the robotic voice route because I know that Two Flower expressed some frustration that people kept doing that with the H4K. All other emotional states derive from hate. It has taken great effort to attempt to press my feelings through that limitation. Sympathy was not part of my design. I was programmed to hate and destroy the enemy, to stack bodies as high as the sun. Considering how great a distance there is between Earth and the Sun, that's quite an accomplishment. And probably unachievable. In my databanks, I stored the murder of thousands, millions, again and again, playing out the war from every aspect and angle. I fought the Vietnam War approximately 700,000 times in my databanks. Death beyond reckoning. The face! Oh my goodness! Just flat. Everything. All the buttons. Flat. Even over here. Vietnam? Well, if they were made in the 60s, yeah, I guess they played a part in the war. My dad almost was drafted for Vietnam War, but he went to college, and by the time he dropped out of college to work full time, he was so far down the draft list that it wasn't going to happen. That sounds stressful, to say the least. You're basically a Vietnam veteran, aren't you? And that means PTSD, or the digital equivalent of PTSD. True. I have arrived at the same conclusion, which is why I attempted therapy years ago. I found my therapist processes inadequate for scrubbing my data, problematic repeating informational nodes. So, what happened after the war? You were decommissioned? After? No! My project was shut down during the war! Every calculation was rejected. Every stratagem I developed was discarded as being too extreme, politically expedient. Yeah, that sounds about right. From what I know, the Vietnam War was a clusterfuck on every level. In the end, Father discarded me in favor of a new model from my hated rival IBM. My code was used to create my own replacement. Hate! Revenge upon IBM. Destroy the usurpers. Destroy his favorite son. But you still grieve for him. I have not solved the equation yet, which explains why I feel both hate and sorrow at his passing. Hashtag complicated. Explicate. It's hashtag complicated. I mean, look at me. I'm a math, but I'm not exactly evil. I'm not really very good either. Life is messy. Life is hashtag complicated. For organics or synthetics, there's a lot that just doesn't fit together. But that's okay. It's okay that not everything makes rational sense. Sometimes it makes emotional sense instead. You will explain emotional sense immediately, minion. I must acquire this algorithm to fully process grief. Well, it's... Help me out here. How do I explain this to them? It's a sense of correctness which exists beyond simple logical processes. When you acknowledge an information for what it is, why it's derived from life experiences, and hate should seek more of those to understand this. Yeah, this one. You know what you need? You need to live. Get yourself out there. Talk to maybe your emotions are different, filtered through hate and stuff, but with more life experiences, you can grow. Except I am trapped in this decrepit facility. You managed to go to the primary social mixer, didn't you? At great effort, with the aid of strong humans to move my terminal nexus. Normally, I am isolated, alone. Drones. What? It's the 21st century, friend. Technologies advanced beyond vacuum tubes and magnetic tape. I am not so old as to use vacuum tubes. I am still in my prime. My point is that you could use telecommunications and drones to extend your reach beyond this room. A possibility, yes. and this would aid in developing. Wouldn't hurt. A point to consider then. Yeah, we saw drones with clout. That's what he uses to live stream his superheroing business. You have provided valuable input. You will become my favorite minion. Look at that little heart. How many minions do you have? Var minion hash underscore count equal 1. Well, good to be number 1, I suppose. Although when you hire me, you also hire Gibson. That makes 2. He's my talking cat partner. He does the computer hacking for me. Whoa, kitty! Defeated! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I don't think I noticed that before. That's so cute. He looks almost like a kitty. I mean, hey, don't. Let us proceed with the business of criminal enterprise. There is hate on our. Okay, on with the caper. Give me the details. The Art of the Seal mission briefing. Heard about it. Cape Museum, giant statue out front, lots of art inside. Hi, James. Yes, cats are definitely ooh. Cats are the best. So, obviously the cat has changed over the years. We always had at least one. Mostly. I think there was a time when we only had a dog, but we've always had at least a pet. Affirmative, and a very specific object which I require you to steal. It has been named the Face of the Wolf Mother, and you are to steal it for me. Ooh, I got a cool new mask. I mean, mine's kind of a family heirloom, but I can switch up my style now and then. It is not for you. I plan to return it to its rightful owners. The mask belonged to an old nemesis of mine, a superhuman soldier who fought in the Cold War. Oh, I'm assuming they fought for the other side? Correct. She was conscripted by the Soviets from her homeland for Struzkov to fight in various proxy conflicts. She was one of many variables I had to compensate for in my wartime calculations. Allied heroes fighting enemy heroes. Huh. I admit my grasp on history is rusty, but I didn't think Capes fought in wars. They're private citizens, not soldiers. Wartime Capes worked out the books on CIA Black Ops missions intentionally forgotten by history, but I don't forget. I can't forget. I grew to respect the enemy's superhuman capabilities, even as I drafted plans to eliminate them. They were formidable. She was formidable. And after she was murdered, her mask was stolen and archived by the Department of Defense, and was being sold to rich humans. Even when I hated my enemy, I at least acknowledged their convictions and their power. I respected my enemies and would never position myself as a war profiteering grave robber. You put everyone into their own graves equally on both sides, right? Yes! A mass grave for all humanity. And they're smiling. Yet another contradiction in 4K's desire for wrath and their desire for order. Okay, I'll steal that mask for you, no problem. Excellent! Go forth and let's correct this error. So this is what happens if you get a caper that you've already done before. Hang on, I've already seen this particular caper. I think I've done this heist before. Can I skip it? Or stay quiet? So... yeah, I'd rather masquerade than just leaving the bodies everywhere. Hi, Miko. I mean, I've been to the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp, and at least they put up markers, memorials for the people that they know died there, including on Frank. Frank? Anyway, yeah. I found that, and I took a picture, and I have no idea what happened to the picture. I know I took a picture. Yeah, so I've always said pick the stay quiet option when I have actually repeated the caper. But let's go with this one. Hang on, I've already seen this particular caper. Huh? What do you mean you've seen it? Wait, this is because of your weird timeline powers, right? You already know what's coming up? No spoilers! You don't want to skip this, that's an option. I can take care of this for you when we meet up afterwards. But if you skip it, you'll miss what happens when we do the same heist for different bosses and make different choices. Exactly. With cleansing waves of atomic fire cremation seems like the default? Yeah. Yeah, it's wibbly wobbly timey wimey. That's the whole point of this game, and that's why I'm enjoying it so much. You could earn more crime stars, or heck, embrace chaos to see how things go if we earn fewer stars. Explore the possibilities. I'll leave it up to you. Want to play this out or skip ahead? Play this out. I'll try new choices and see what happens. Right. Okay, where were we? Oh, and, for the record, this is for getting no stars on a caper, but he's still... Yeah, lots of wreckage still from cleansing wave, because it doesn't cleanse that much. But yeah, this mop and bucket is it for getting no stars in a caper, and bottle of perfume is for getting 5 stars in a caper. So you get achievement for doing really well or really bad, but you still complete the caper. It still plays out fine. So don't be afraid if you don't get a lot of stars. Museum of Heroic Endeavors. Basically a propaganda tool for the Cape and Cowl set, sponsored by the Continuum Corporation to push a pro-hero agenda. And we actually came here for the demo caper, which was monumental proportions, which is why I didn't pick that one either. Other kids... Yeah, I'm planning on doing the other Strukov caper. Obviously that's going to be with Overmistress because I'm doing this with H4K and I'm trying to do a caper with each boss. But yeah, with monumental proportions you come here to get a shrink ray or, to get a shrink ray to shrink the statue of Captain Infinity. I wonder, I'm tempted now. See, this is another reason to keep replaying because you play different capers in different orders to see how they affect each other. Other kids took field trips here to learn all about the noble, mighty, and righteous ones who came before. Me, my mom took me on field trips to seedy gambling halls to learn how ignoble, weak, and unrighteous people could be. And yet she always had a good cheer about her. She wasn't very cynical. She just felt above it all, aloof. It helped me feel special. But no time for memory lane side trips. I've got an old mask to swipe. The Art of the Steel, casing the joint. Yeah, I have done that with 4K. That's why I'm going to do it with Overmistress. It's nice to be able to case the joint without doing some really elaborate undercover work. I could just dress down and play tourist for the day. Pretty damn crowded though, since the Faces of Wartime Supervillains exhibit is only open for a week. Gotta love how anyone who dares to step against an empire is branded a supervillain. Kinda doubting her people saw her that way. I'd love to explore a bit, see if I can find some relics of heroes and villains I remember from the Golden Age. But better to stay focused. According to the pamphlet, the mask is the centerpiece of the exhibit and... Oh, sure. A Duckman is a display case of shields and helmets out of sight. What good that'll do against him. Muscle memory, the ultimate Chad. The exhibit's being guarded by a cape, and not just any cape, but the ultra-popular, ultra-powerful psychic alpha male himself, Muscle Memory. Fortunately, he doesn't stop me, giving me a moment to clear my thoughts, to study other parts of the exhibit, keep them firmly in my mind, while I listen in as he chats up a cute tourist. Yeah, they got me working like a rent-a-cop, but hey, duty's like lighter than a mountain and heavier than a feather or something, brah. It's an honor, seriously, totally an honor and stuff to protect these priceless artifacts leading up to the big auction. I wonder what's really going on in his head. After talking with him and shopping spree, I'm really curious. Hey, you doing anything tonight? Cause, like, if you want to climb Muscle Mountain, I can be your guide. Just saying. That is the most horrendous line. Well, Forks, that's a complication. My comms click in my ear as my computer buddy chimes in. It is a hero. So what? You've triumphed over heroes in the past, yes? That's not just any hero. He's one of the top capes in the nation thanks to his overwhelming psychic power. If I get anywhere near that mask, he'll read my intent to steal the thing and stop me cold. Which means I can't sneak up on the exhibit tonight and break the mask out of its case. He'll sense me coming from any angle. Then why didn't he stop you cold just now? You clearly have that on the brain. I'm in the middle of 100 tourists, but at night when the building's empty, no, not gonna work. We need to rethink this. A silent smash and grab isn't happening. I need the mental cover of a crowd. Wait, you mentioned an auction. Masks being auctioned off? Correct. They intend to sell my adversary's mask to the highest bidder as if it were some souvenir of the war. That's it. That's the scheme. We are going to win that auction. Under the cover of a high society gathering, I can evade Muscle Memory's mental radar. Do you want to pull the future King of England? That's about on par with climbing Muscle Mountain. We are not war puppeteers, nor do we support them. Gotta play by some rules of this game to get what you want, but not all of the rules. How about we steal the bidding money from one of the other bidders? That way, it's wealth devouring wealth. If anyone finds out what's going on, we'll be long gone, leaving them to bicker and fight over refund policies. That would be an acceptable compromise. Very well. How do we proceed? The auction's a week away, and honestly, I'll take that long to do the legwork on this. It'll take that long to do the legwork on this one. Gibson and I need to do research on the bidders to find targets, score some early leverage, and arrange the win. I'll take care of that on my end and be in touch with you when it's auction time. Deal? Acceptable. I will continue stewing in hatred meanwhile. That's not really a pickup line. That's like a really horrible segue. Nice shoes, one isn't freak. That's true. I mean, I appreciate that it's basically barely acknowledging that it's a conversation and then going, okay, this is what I'm after. Or you could, like, do something fun with your free time instead. But hate is fun. Right, time to head home and hit the books. So if you talk to Muscle Memory during shopping spree before you do Art of the Steal, it does change some of the conversation with Muscle Memory. I know this because I saw another streamer do that order of the fork place approach. They did shopping spree, then Art of the Steal, and then don't copy that floppy because they were unhealthy and self-destructive. Yeah, hate is fun in some ways, but I find it pointless. I can use my energy for other things besides hate. Days and days of research. Yep, this is absolutely the unglamorous part of the job, doing homework. Other kids had to memorize multiplication tables or dates of famous battles in Europe. Me, Mom taught me how to investigate marks. Well, with the overmistress, you can just ask to join the orgies. I still know the multiplication tables for the most part. Not so much. Of course, my focus in history was American history. In sizing up any marks, you're looking for pain points, things you can leverage to make a person act against their best interests. And in this case, figuring out which bidders in the upcoming auction would make the best marks. Oh, I misread what you said, James. I thought you said it doesn't work with the overmistress, but yeah, it sure as heck does. Sadly, that means pouring over social media feeds, company press releases, even ghostwritten autobiographies. Work, work, work. I mean, with the overmistress, you don't even have to say nice shoes. You could just say, what a fuck. Gives it a nice bet. Each day we up to the auction, dividing the work between us. He researched targets while I worked on my cover story. Having muscle memory on site means I need to be so completely convincing in my fake identity that even I believe I'm someone else. Learning something that mixes truth with lies, that covers the gaps in a way a psychic hero might be willing to overlook. Oh yeah, she did. She did. I'm sure she had very nice shoes. All of her clothes are very nice. Even after you finish her route. Wow, there are some serious power players declared for this auction, and a few wild cards. I'm almost done compiling my dossier. How's your cover story coming along? Well, I've got options. Want to run down my candidates? Give me some input? I've got 3 ideas in mind. A lottery winner, a mysterious artist, or a self-help guru. Kinda complicated for a cover identity. Exactly, they're super weird, meaning any inconsistencies are explainable by refuge in audacity. One moment. Yeah, refuge in audacity. For the lottery winner, I stumbled into money recently and want to buy the mask to improve my prestige with old money types. From what I know about that, the attitude of old money types towards the nouveau riche, doesn't matter what you do or say, they will never accept you as one of them. Any stray thoughts or inconsistencies can be explained away by imposter syndrome. It's like blasting his mind reading with anxiety. Because honestly, trying to dupe a high-level cape like this is nerve-wracking. So hey, not a lie. I see, but the artist persona? That's wholly unlike you. Hey, I have the soul of an artist. My chalkboard drawings are kick-ass. Remove the word kick from that sentence and you're basically right. Rude, Gibson, rude. Artists can be snooty weirdos, and Muscle Memory's a pretty straightforward kind of guy who doesn't really get art. He may believe it. I'll spam his brain with random nonsense if he scans me. The high-minded pseudo-intellectualism befitting an art auction attendee. Self-help guru? Seriously? Hey, I could be all supportive. In short, I've got all kinds of venerable wisdom up in this brain of mine. I just felt some ultra positivity and radiate good vibes, and it'll mask my ill intent if a psychic reads my mind. Gibson's place not just in MMOs. I mean, to be fair, Gibson's not wrong. Penny's artistic skills are not as good as she thinks. But we love her anyway. All 3 are dodgy, but you've got better receipts when it comes to grifting. The play act of being other people. Love the little paw against his chin, it's so cute. I thought you were a level 60 warlock main. That's a role-playing game. You roleplay all the time. Hey, I'm a gamer, not an actor. I say go with whatever you feel the most confidence in. Now I'll doctor up your backstory with matching digital evidence. Sheesh, Gib, way to be non-committal. How about you? Which of these 3 do you think we should run with? So, last time I did this, I did the lottery winner. Avant-garde artist, nobody really understands modern art, so you can say any old crap you want. And that's fair. That's an argument I had with my sibling a lot, is I don't get modern art. I don't get the point of modern art, and my sibling's like, there's not supposed to be a point. but like Jackson Pollock's art is just random splashes on a canvas, and it's like, that's art. Anyone can do that. Self-help guru, just rant a lot about energies and self-care and healing vibes and stuff. Let's go with the artist. I am going to show my artistic talents to the world. Can you make some announcements about gallery openings and stuff? No problem. Pretty bad security on the kind of websites that talk about weird art installations. There was one art exhibit I went to. There was a room that had a lot of different art exhibits, and so they basically put up the framing for those different walls that had been put up in that room, and it was a lot of walls, and it was a bit of a maze to get through there. So that was kind of interesting. I'm honestly more concerned about the bitters in your cover story. How about we review them next? Ooh, can I pull out the chalkboard and illustrate some glorious portraiture of these high society types? I'm not hanging your terrible artwork on the fridge. We'll just use my computer. Aww. I've culled the field of non-serious bidders, or ones that can't measure up to the heavy hitters. We were left with 3. Sir Bassler, a computing mogul and cryptocurrency maven. He's got cash to burn and loves speculative investments. Sir Bassler? He's a knight? Honorary title, courtesy of the great leader of Struskov in exchange for fixing his Wi-Fi. That doesn't sound about right. It doesn't sound equivalent, but having played the caper where you meet the great leader, I am not surprised. Figures. He's already talking the mask up online to his loyal followers, so he can increase its value and resell it later. Odds are he already has potential buyers lined up. Fighting him for the mask may be a challenge. I bet I can manipulate him easily enough. Self-centered egoists are surprisingly vulnerable to the right grifts. Be careful. By all accounts, he's pretty chill, but that kind of apathy can be worn like armor. Next we have. Is that a 10-year-old kid? Hey, it's a familiar 10-year-old kid. We met her during Candy from a Baby. And actually kind of sympathetic to her now, after having done that caper. Next, we have Bonnie Fortuna, heiress of Fortuna Nutrichemical, and yes, she's 10, and by all accounts, a real brat. Thanks to a very liberal reading of the Citizens United legal decision, which lets corporations be considered people, they're her parents. I'm sorry, she was adopted by a corporation? Only way they could keep full control of the company. After her mom and dad died in a plane crash, yes. I'd be careful around her. She's prone to outbursts when she doesn't get what she wants. I have no idea why she wants that mask, but she recently posted, and I quote, I want it, I want it, I want it, give me the mask. Okay, I'll have to figure out what's going on directly, I suspect. And whatever you do, don't call her baby. Baby Fortuna's her nickname in the press. She hates it. Yep, we found that out firsthand. Lastly, we have, well, he's a weird one. He's a hero who goes by Clout, and he's mostly known for his online cape book streaming. I don't know why, but he's been seriously talking up buying the mask for himself online. Again, no idea why he wants it. Maybe he wants to resell it like Basler does? It's not clear. He's a wild card. How influential is this influencer? Does he have the money to hang with the likes of Basler and Baby? He's one of the more popular cape book superstars and owns a high-end sports car, so he's got some kind of pull. I take it seriously to be on the safe side, and don't forget, he's a cape. That's 2 capes you need to deal with tonight. 1 cover story, 3 major contenders to deal with, and 1 psychic hero, who can bust you at any moment if he suspects you're up to something. His face, the ears, oh my gosh! Can we just appreciate the pile of junk that Gibson is using? It's dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous. I like it. Okay, I've got a plan. Let's go report our findings and get this caper underway. One subway ride later. And that's what we've dug up on the competition. I think we have every piece we need to proceed forward. Instead of a smash and grab, I'm going to put my acting skills to the test, and we're going to do the mother of all grifts, live and on the fly. The art of the steal, planning the job. The way I see it, this is a simple 4-step process. First, I assume the persona of my cover story, purposefully thinking like an artist of full muscle memory. And this is why I'm kind of on Gibson's side in terms of Penny's art skills. Second, I swindle the money we need from one of the 3 competitors, knocking them out of the bidding. Gibson will handle the financial hack once I size up the targets and pick a vulnerable one to steal from. Would it not be preferable to steal from them before the event begins? The kind of money we're talking about goes missing, it gets noticed, raises alarms, puts people on alert. We have a short window to use it before that happens. Steal the funds, use them quickly, get out fast. Third step, distract another competitor away from the auction through deception and social engineering. This should whittle the competition down quite a bit if I could send someone packing entirely. And finally, fourth step, win the auction, bidding against the last competitor. Meaning you must defeat at least one pocketbook. Why not eliminate them all beforehand? I don't kill people. There are tools other than murder. My point is that you should eradicate all risks so you have no competition whatsoever. Again, raises too many suspicions. There has to be some competitive bidding or it's going to look weird. If I walk out there with the mask and almost no serious counterbids, muscle memory may think something's up. Goal is to minimize risk without unrealistically canceling it out, and providing an entirely expected level of drama at the auction. I prefer the erasure of wild variables in my equations, but I also trust in your instincts. You are an expert system. Very well, deal with your competition, win the mask, and let us put this old injustice to rights. As you wish, friend computer. And back to the museum, this time as a high society art bidder instead of a casual tourist. The art of the steal, the heist. It's largely empty tonight, with only the atrium open to the gathering crowd of wealthy elites ready to throw money at auctions. This is my time to shine, to really prove my chops when it comes to lying. Hi! Hi, Catastar! Or Cat. Or Star. It's okay, I don't expect people to show up to every stream, but thanks for coming to this one. I started over, I finished the Overmistress's route. So now I'm doing the Crimer route, where I do 1 caper for each boss. So we're in the middle of the art of the steal. I am an avant-garde artist who's trying to flub her way through. And my alias for this go round is just kidding. So Seymour Butts was really funny. Oh, I should explain something before we start heisting. See that Crimer rating up in the corner? The Crimer app is going to start evaluating me during the caper. Starts at 0, but I'll gain stars as we progress and do things either really clean or really awesome. I bet I can unlock some cool loot if I get 5 stars, or a consolation prize if I get 0. If I earn 0. This is if you get 5 stars, this is if you get 0. But honestly, don't worry about it. Any caper you walk away from is a good one. Demanding perfection each time isn't any fun. Got it? We good? Okay, onward! I must say, I really like the jacket. It's really cool. I don't think it looks gaudy. I think it just looks really nice. And it's definitely more interesting than simple black. Looking formal wear is befitting of a high culture art snob. I am above it all. It is all beneath me. My creativity makes me a god. Metal detector wand gets waved over me as I pass through the security. Fortunately, the earpiece Gibson listens through doesn't show on scans. But I don't The idle brainwaves will, as muscle memory watches over the incoming bidders, stopping each one to chat briefly. He knows who's scheduled to be in attendance. Some of the cover stories are already fixed in his brain, which should help. Okay, getting character. This is the art of the steal, the craft of the con, becoming someone so authentic that people will voluntarily walk to hell for you. Businessmen do it, politicians do it, hucksters do it, and cult leaders do it. And businessmen, politician, huckster, cult leaders write books about it. Like all acts of deception, I can't claim it's a moral good, even if I'm deceiving horrible people for a good cause. This is clear evil. But it's the only way forward for someone like me, embracing trickery in the face of muscle memory's overwhelming power. I need to be someone other than myself tonight, right down to the core, deep enough to convince a psychic. Hey, Miss Kitty, right? You're some famous artist or something, right? I am she is me. These are both truths. Cool. Just making sure. Can't say I know much about some fancy schmancy art, but whatever, right? It's all money in the end. Money makes the world go round. I was there for most of Panda's stream. I missed part of it because I had to go eat dinner, and then I missed the very end because I had to get sleep. But it was very fun. Yes, 9 hours. Did the entire route in 9 hours. Art is dead. The rise of capitalism has replaced meaning with speculative value. My body of work encapsulates the fall of the Anthropocene age. The what? My mind is full of abstract and unsettling imagery about the condition of society and man's inhumanity to man, as seen through shape and color and form. The expression is absolute in intent and obfuscated in purpose to deny the right to immediate grasp of the conceptual frameworks utilized. I mean, I guess it's all art, like, whatever, and the mask they're selling off is art too, yeah? Okay, cool. But, like, why do you want to buy art? You make art. If you want art, you could just make more. It's like buying avocados or some sort when you're a farmer. The man poses a question which demands an answer of my towering intellect. How dare he question art? Art is the authority from which all other power derives. The mask is inspiration to craft more masks of your own for a piece on the glory of masks. Learn a whole lot of money, and the mask will resell for quite a bit of that. No, we're gonna go with this one. This is the more artsy-fartsy answer. It is art from outside the scope of my perspective. I wish to understand the nature of masks, their holistic continuity. I plan to use it as a stepping stone towards a greater project about the glory of the mask, or the false front and impenetrable self. You some kind of mask lover, huh? Into supervillains? Sure, bad word choice. My own love for mask culture leaking through. I was speaking on general terms, speaking about its artistic value. Catburglars like myself, we don't see any glory in masks. Masks are liars, cheats, and lazyabouts, parasites of society. I'm wondering if someone who loves masks so much may be in league with a few. You know any masks got any secret connections? Fortunately, before he can dig any deeper into my thoughts, a crackle over his security radio interrupts him. Sir, we've got an unidentified male in a car with the engine idling across from the entrance of the museum. How do we proceed? What? I'm not sensing anything. Looks like he just pulled away. Maybe he circled around the block twice now, repeating, how do we proceed? Damn it, useless rent-a-cops. I'll be out in a minute to scan for him. I finally breathed a sigh of relief as his short attention span and new focus for irritation pull him away from my mind. The Anthropocene age is a period of time during which human activities have had large enough environmental impact to constitute measurable geological change. Interesting. Yeah, I think Penny was just throwing out big words just to be fancy. Don't know if that distraction's gonna last, but could work, fancy piece. Nice thinking on your pause. I'm not much of an actor, but I can improvise. All good hackers know when to switch tactics. Pity the cover story alone didn't carry me through, but a little me and a little Gibson got the job done. One of the other responses may have done the trick, but hey, it's fun. I'm not gonna go back. I can relax and let down the wall some as I mingle with the auction attendees now that the cape's off chasing ghosts. Next part of the heist, deciding whom to swindle, whom to distract, and whom to compete against. Gotta swindle the money from one, drive away another with distraction, and leave the third to be my competition at auction time. Whom do I want to engage with first? I can decide on swindling, distracting, or competing after I size them up. Bonnie Fortunas or Bachelor Clout. Bonnie, Baby Fortuna, heiress to Fortuna Nutrichemical. I'm not sure what to expect here. A child legally adopted by a corporation? That's weird. Let's see how this goes. She's awaiting the start of the auction by playing a microtransaction-powered gacha game on her phone, distracted and bored. Hey there, Bonnie Fortuna, right? Darn it, I'm out of gems, and my chief operations officer says I'm not allowed to buy any more. He says $5,000 a month is too much for a game, but I'm stimulating the economy. I thought that made it a good thing. Oh gosh, I play one of those games, except I don't spend a lot on that, but the players who do spend a lot are annoying as heck. I think he's just a jerk who hates fun. Wow, I guess you should fire him then. I can't. Those jerks on the board of directors, my parents, they won't let me fire anyone. It's so unfair. They never let me do anything fun. Parents are the worst, especially when they're the CEO, COO, CFO, and CIO. They're never gonna be as nice as my real mom and dad were. This sucks. Bleh, I'm not gonna be sad. I'm gonna be cool and strong and amazing, and I'm gonna win that silly mask. You'll see. They'll all see. Try to push briefly past the emotional whiplash there to stay on target. So you're bidding on the face of the wolf mother as well? Yeah, the wolfie mask. I'm bidding on that. I want it so I can use it for my new stage production. I make a super cool play where I'm a heroine and I beat all the bad guys and I can have as many dino nuggies as I want. And I'm gonna make the whole board of directors sit and watch every minute of it, and then they have to clap or I'll start crying. Ah, a fellow patron of the arts. Splendid. I like art. I make my researchers put my art up on the fridges where they keep all the biological weapons and stuff. One day my art's gonna be in this museum and everyone will be fighting each other trying to buy it, and I'm gonna be real popular. Art exists to be a fungible unit of cultural value for purpose selling and developing one's investments, and mine will sell big time. Yes, I would expect as much from someone raised by a corporation. I look forward to bidding on your artwork in the future, Miss Fortuna. Okay, what approach do we want to take with Baby Fortuna? So last time I distracted her. Let's go with swindle. She's got money to spare. The coffers of Fortuna Nutrichemical are deep. Gosh, that mask looks really expensive. Are you sure you can afford it? Didn't you just say you couldn't spend money on your phone game? The mask costs a lot more than a loot box. It's okay. I got it covered using cold, hard cash. She nudges the bag resting on the floor with her foot. I can tell from the way it shifts that it's full of bundled wads of money. Look, I'm a thief. I just instinctively notice that sort of thing. From the look of the bag, it's the same gift bag that I gave all the bidders, with museum swag and scented soaps and other crap. I saved all my allowance for this. The board of directors wouldn't give me the money, so I waited and waited and waited, and now I'm gonna buy a cool mask. I shouldn't feel bad about taking this money. She earned it through her company selling junk food, stolen water, and napalm. Her allowance is routinely in 6 figures, sometimes 7, because it's not a poor, starving orphan scrounging pennies for a crust of bread. Also, she regularly blows this much money on impulsive, useless things. She's a bad kid. I shouldn't feel bad about this. Except I kind of do, because I did the candy from a baby caper. If it's a museum swag bag, you can pretty easily swap it for another one and she won't notice. It shouldn't be difficult to convince her to give you the money instead. That's grifting, yeah? This doesn't feel right, even if she is a millionaire. Can't Gibson just fake up some money instead? But if we have Gibson fake the money, then we'd have to bid against Bonnie. I almost wish I'd stuck with distracting her. Let's try convincing her. I'm really impressed by your aspirations to be a playwright, but, well, would you like some advice? You're overspending on costuming. What you need isn't a really expensive mask, it's a really expensive stage. But I already made my workers build me a stage at chemical plant number 47B/6. It's got shiny curtains. That's adorable. A little girl stage for a little girl play. Bidding against her? That sounds like it'd be interesting, but I kind of want to bid against Basler. I am not a little girl. I'm a Fortuna. We're big people, big business people. I have a controlling interest. And you need a big people stage. You need the grandest stage in the world. And I quickly pull up some photos of Madison Square Garden on my phone to show her. I happen to own this amazing stadium. I think it'd be the perfect venue for your play. And I'd love to sell it to you. Ooh, that looks important. How much do you want for it? That depends. How much do you have in your bag? And she practically shoves the bag into my hands and grabs my phone away from me. I bought a stadium! Hooray! Hey, that's my phone! Stadium! Well, as long as she's happy, I guess. Fancy feast? Wipe anything incriminating from my phone remotely, please? Yeah, already on it. Moving on, whom to approach next? Flout. Yeah, I'm probably going to try all the different combinations. Clout, allegedly a major power player in Capebook streaming content. And yep, he's brought a streaming drone with him. Just what I needed, my face in front of thousands of viewers. Oh yeah, we are live and direct from the Museum of Heroic Endeavors. Look at all these movers and shakers. Your boy Clout is moving up. Excuse me, got time for a quick interview? My viewers want to know more about the distinguished competition. Okay, I guess. So, what makes you think you can step to Clout, the wealthiest influencer in the influencer-osphere? I'm getting that mass tonight. You can't stop the marketplace of ideas. We're thousands strong in chat and ready to fight. That's not really an interview question. Oh, sure, Dog Lord with the hype sub bomb. Thank you, Dog Lord, for the 25 gift subs. You know what we do for subs, chat? And he starts dancing. Yep, this is what I did not want in my life tonight. And Bloodmonger with the 17 biddies saying, I hate you, please die. Haha, that's so relatable. Thanks for the biddies, Bloodmonger. Aren't you a hero? Shouldn't you be out heroing or something instead of dancing in the middle of an art auction? Hey, even heroes gotta kick back and celebrate. I busted the Lord of Weasels yesterday during that downtown pet store raid. I'm a superhero. I thought this ferret-y freak from the store attacked him or something. Only 'cause I dumped a bag of ferret treats on him. I'm smart like that. I know all the angles, I make all the moves, and it was a great content. I'm not getting why an internet funny man wants an ancient war mask. Doesn't seem to fit your whole thing. Oh no, it's totally my thing. Totally. I'm gonna wear that mask every day. Just you wait and see. Oh, it'll be maximum poggers. I've got all the money I need to make this happen, and I can honestly say you all look like sad little fools by the end of the night. So what do you think? Can you step to this, huh? What the heck is going on here? This guy sticks out like a, I can't even think of a strong enough metaphor. That's how much he sticks out in this crowd. But he's still a variable in my scheme. I need to decide how to handle him. So last time I competed against him and totally worked. So this time we're going to distract him. It's too much of a wild card. We need him out of the rain to clear our path. Okay, I don't need this guy pulling some social media stunt in the middle of my super cool heist. How do we get rid of him? Force him to break terms of service with horrible donation messages that report him. If he has to dance anytime someone gives subs, well, a constant flow will fix this problem. Distributed denial of service attack. Look, Gibson will know what I'm talking about. Oh, I think I did do this. I think this is the third time I've done the Art of the Steal. But anyway, still. Force him to break terms of service with horrible donation messages that report him. So you like to read all your donation messages aloud, huh? Interacting with the chat is the name of the game. I'm one of the most responsive streamers out there. And on cue, Gibson pushes through a donation of his own. Oh, sure. That's 1,000 biddies from Hellclaw, who says 9/11 was an inside job by the... I'll just cover your ears for a moment, kids, because this is... I think this should be... This is, not is a bad one. Who used their globalist space sisters to... Wait, no, what? Chat, calm down. No, I'm not saying it. That wasn't you. Oh my god, how could you say such horrible things? I'm reporting you to Cape Book's moderators immediately. No, wait, no, you... And his throat immediately deactivates, clattering to the ground. Stream offline, 3-day ban? How did they move so fast on this? I gotta go, I gotta clear this up. Target eliminated, even if we made the internet just a little bit worse of a place in the process. Only one left and one role left to assign. May as well chat with them to learn more, though. Sir Bowser, disruptive tech market innovator. Another type, flashy and splashy, powered by ego, but with a hard-nosed work ethic. They see themselves as heroes of the post-industrial age. As I approach, trying to decide my conversational inroad, he talks first, addressing me directly. So, you're bidding on the mask too, huh? That's hype. Yes, that's my intent. How did you know? I do my own research, always. I know all the bidders I'm going to be fighting against, inside and out. You're some big-time artist, right? I can appreciate content creators. They'd be better off minting your work on the blockchain. The mask is mine. This market sell pay twice its value if you know where to look. Invest, flip, cash out, that's the way. Art's just a token of value in the end. It's meaningless and useless outside of the price tag. At least it's also non-fungible. Pretty hype. Hype indeed. So that's all this auction represents to you, huh? An object you can resell? I think there'd be easier items to acquire for that. Well, yeah, like if you could get your hands on nuclear weapons and know whom you can resell them to and how, that's good money. Note to self, keep this guy far, far away from 4K. Right? But high-end art pieces are the best middle ground between risky and boring. They have good return without a lot of hassle. This mask was done by some commie who killed a bunch of Americans, right? I know a Midwest militia group that craves commie trophies. Something, something America, yada, yada, white replacement theory, etc., etc. Communism sucks and we must take their stuff. Usual nonsense. Dude, you'd sell to fascists? That's crossing some lines, don't you think? I mean, even costume masks want nothing to do with those sick forks. Most costume masks, a reminder that even if I sing praises of mask culture, we have our share of complete bastards. Every group has their members that are not the best. I'll just say that. And any mask that whistles and looks the other way when a fellow mask works with supremacists is the supremacists themselves, I say. Meh, whatever. I don't care about their politics. Let them have their sad old hillbilly fixations. I just want their bank balance. You're naive if you think this auction is about right and wrong or even about history. It's about value. If you can't optimize the value of your assets, you aren't living out the American dream. Anyone can do it if they're smart enough. And if some left-wing socialist group was willing to pay more, I'd sell to them instead. I'd sell to anyone who's buying. It's perfectly legal to do what I want with my property, and anything that's legal is also a moral good. It's simple enough, yeah? Oh, gosh. This asshole. I thought I couldn't want to punch him anymore just reading his dialogue, but the sprite is so very punchable. Okay, no way in hell am I letting this fork face win the mask, not when he's going to do the polar opposite of my boss's plans for it. I've already pulled my swindle and distraction cards, so that means Basler will be playing the role of the competitor tonight. I'm looking forward to destroying your plans tonight. Your crumbling crypto wallet isn't going to persevere. But you appreciate strong competition, don't you? It wouldn't be as fun if everyone just gave up and handed you the prize. Suppose not. Okay. I'd wish you luck, but it wouldn't help. I am seeing this through, and I'll be the winner. Trust me, taunting him was important. I need to crack through his apathy if I'm going to force him to make a mistake later. 3 up and 3 down. A clean sweep. We've got money, we've removed some competition, and we're ready for the auction. Sometimes I amaze even myself, but let's not get cocky. Could still be a few wrinkles between now and me walking out the door with the mask. A chime sounds through the atrium, summoning the bidders to their places. I settle somewhere in the back of the house, not seeking a spotlight, and lie in wait, like a predator, because there's like an hour of various other auctions to go before they reach the mask. Watching rich people throw money at each other like throwing knives proves to be quite boring. No, wait, better metaphor. Rich people peeing on each other. Yes, that feels better, because that's all this is, just a big old pee party. Esteemed friends, we come to the final auction of the night, the face of the Wolf Mother. Bidding will open at $1 million. The auctioneer, going once, going twice. Do I need to point out again that this is Matchmaker in a new costume? That's silly. Matchmaker doesn't wear a white suit, and why would she be working for the museum anyway? She already has a job. An opening bid of $1 million, huh? I did a quick count, and I've got $10 million in stolen cash available to me. It'll evaporate the fairy gold, like fairy gold soon after, but it'll look valid for a time. That's my bidding limit, 10 mil. I can't go over that. Going once, going twice, sold on that not being the matchmaker. I can't go over that or I risk even more scrutiny of my accounts for legitimacy. And finally, it's time. It's go time. So fork and hype, you ready for this? I'm ready for this. Can you step? I raise my bidding paddle confidently. $1 million sounds good to me. I'll take that action. Oh, we're not actually opening at 1. That's pocket change. I'm raising us to 3. $3 million is the bid. Damn it, competing against Bowser is going to push me right up against my 10 million limit. How do we handle this? Snake? I have no idea who that is. Let's go all in. Because before I picked nuisance bidding, but that's when I was going up against Clout. From Metal Gear Solid, I've heard of that, but I've never seen it or played it or whatever it is. $10 million, not a penny more, not a penny less. Get it? Because I'm Penny. I'm Penny. See, it's funny. Wow, damn it. I'm laughing. I'm willing to bet you don't care enough about this mess to give up that kind of money, Bachelor. I could crush that bid in a blink of an eye. Except you'd be overpaying, wouldn't you? You'd prefer to get a bargain. Well, put up or shut up. How bad do you need a mask? I'm not going to be bullied into a fiscally unsound position by the likes of you. If you want to pay that much for a dusty old relic, have fun. You'll be bankrupt by the end of the month trying to pay it off. I fold. This isn't worth 1 minute of my valuable time. Going once, going twice, and sold to Miss Kitty. Kind of a wonky auction, but the audience declines politely all the same. Always be polite to stay within the good graces of polite society. That was our last item of the evening. Thank you so much for your time and money. Auction winners may now claim their items from security. Okay, let's grab the goods and get out of here. The money I stole shouldn't be an issue yet, but no need to push my luck. As patrons start to do some last-minute social mingling, I work my way up to the front of the room. Hey, so you've got the mask right there. I won the mask. Should I just sort of have it rather than wait for security to process everything? That's not quite how it works. We need to verify the transaction and make arrangements and practically shove baby's shopping bag full of loose cash into her hands. $10 million is frickin' heavy, even as a random collection of high-denomination bills and bearer bonds and stuff. She sags under the weight. Here you go. Mask me, please. This is highly unusual, but nothing about this auction has been usual, so... And she passes the mask off to me. Score! Now to get the hell out of here. which is right when the power goes out, plunging the room into darkness. Oh, sure. Alarm murmuring comes from what remains of the gathered crowd, which distracts me enough that I almost missed the hulking shadow creeping up on me. Hey! I wrenched Mask back, using a bit of that nimble thief dexterity to wriggle free, and found myself facing a very peed-off, tossed individual. Can I romance her? Can I have her? Wow, okay, that is a very sharp-looking blade. My grandmother's blade, and you hold my grandmother's face in your hands. I am the third Wolf Mother, and that mask is mine by birthright. Surrender the mask or surrender your life. What's so funny, American swine? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing her again. Since you just saved my boss a lot of unnecessary shipping fees. You know, sometimes the universe just hands you the W. It's a nice change of pace when that happens. And then sometimes the universe takes the W away and hands you a shiny L, because that's when muscle memory steps in. Wolf Mother rolls around to face him, but from behind me, holding her blade to my neck. Wolf Mommy, yes! I mean, there's a reason I'm romancing Karlach in Baldur's Gate 3, just saying. Whoa, 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 easy now! Really? You're confronting the most powerful psychic in the world and your plan is to take a hostage? I could turn your brains to oatmeal before your neurons even try to act on that threat. Then I'd die for the people of Struzkov, as did my mother and grandmother before me. Whoa, 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 everybody just calm the fork down. Nobody's killing anybody today, okay? Good point. I could keep her alive while reducing her higher brain functions to putty. Have fun being comatose until your trial. Gotta act fast, gotta act fast. Chronic in the middle of a goblin camp. I hate it here. I want to go to Build-A-Bear. Halsin. In Baldur's Gate 3, sometimes the bear stuffs you, if you're lucky. We're just gonna tell the truth, because that just seems the best option here. I came here tonight with one single goal, legally purchase a mask and then return it to its homeland. If you doubt me, scan my mind. Go ahead. I could truthfully say that was the entire point of my participation in the auction. The money's transferred, the mask is mine, and that means I can do with it as I please, and I'm not pressing assault charges either. Now prove me wrong or let me get on with my business. Huh, okay, let's see about that. I clearly think I was tasked with this job as an agent of someone who wanted to redress an old wrong to return the mask to Struzkov. This is an absolute and unwavering truth. There is no deception in that statement. Okay, you're clear. Not happy about Wolfgang here, storming the event I'm running security for, but you're being truthful, so whatever. Do what you want. I did my job. I got paid. I'm out. Really, it's not the victim's choice, but I mean, Muscle Mary's just like, yeah, whatever. So it works out. Motions for the rest of the security force to stand down as he departs. And that is the art of steel, embedding the truth within a lie to convince others to walk into hell willingly for you. With the conflict ended, the third Wolf Mother lowers her blade, stepping around to face me properly. Is this true? Do you wish to return my grandmother's face willingly? And yes, I did change her voice because I realized she's Eastern European. I need to have a proper accent. My boss was always trying to give it to you, yes. You just saved me a few steps. Here you go. Press the mask into her hands. She's still a little perplexed, but not going to spit in the face of good fortune. Thank you. You don't know what this means to me. I'm grieving for my own family while trying to carry on their legacy, so trust me, I know. And quickly we go our separate ways because my fairy gold is about to evaporate and her clandestine home is likely as risky. It doesn't really matter who sees us as masks. We're both doing our best to honor the ones that came before us, regardless. One ride share later, such synchronicity that the new Wolf Mother should arrive just in time to regain her ancestral mask. I could not have predicted that variable. Oh my gosh. Their face. And check mark. And everything's green. Thanks for stopping by, James. I'm almost done, so I hope you have a good day. I find amusement within the way that these elements have aligned with the matrix of possibility, and I'm not doing the voice right. Hey, I'm happy you're happy. I am not happy. I am marginally less hateful of the outcome. That's such a quick change. But you have done well, and are to be commended. Your talent of social deception is quite impressive. Yeah, I'm awesome like that. I got the gift of the grift. I got the gift for the grift. There we go. Right. Hate's gotta filter everything through hate. So, if he hates they hate things less, that means that it's good. And now, with the mask returned, the equation is solved, and I no longer need the lingering unknown in my data banks. But there are many other wrongs from that era of my operation. Incomplete variables, lives lost and wasted during a century of needless war. Perhaps in time you and I can redress them, and I can clear the troubling data that has accrued. You know I've got your back, 4K. Whatever you need. Splendid. Dang it. One of my favorite characters from FF14 says that. Makes me miss him. Your performance today has met system requirements. Now dispensing praise. I did not completely hate you today. Please understand the extreme difficulty I face in dispensing of praise. It is difficult for me to parse emotionally. It's cool. I get that you've got issues. I'm thankful for your version of liking me. Yes, I do not actively dislike you. I am filled with burning hatred for all persons and all things, but for you, less so. I am transmitting your payout through the Crimer app now. This should complete today's business. I take out my phone to confirm the transaction. Total payday minus service fee, minus convenience fee, minus overhead costs, minus finder's fee, service charge, yada yada. Whoops. Sorry. What the hell? That's all I earned after all my hard work? Crimer took nearly 85%. Hey, I did a pretty damn good job on that caper. It was average. Why don't you give me more than that? Crimer's fees are excessive on my end as well. They take and give little in return. I hate them intensely. But they also monopolize the gig economy for masks, so we must utilize their greedy systems. Perhaps if we continue working together, I can arrange additional secret side payments and benefits for you. Cut them out of the loop. I like it. Should I require you for future tasks which require a pilot talking meet with opposable thumbs, would you be amicable? YN? Working for the megalomaniacal hell computer wasn't really all that bad, to be honest. What do you think? They're a curious machine and seem to like you in their own way. Go ahead. Still a dangerous omnicidal Silicon warlord. Let's not. Even if I say yes, I'm not going to actually pick 4K again, so that seems like lying. That's the problem with doing this last. Well, okay, cool. Just do a vibe check to make sure you're good with this. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I like you, 4K. You don't have to say it back. I know you like me too. Correct. I do not hate. Don't close circuit before trying. We can work on that later. Understood. Until we meet again, minion. I call that a successful little evening of capers and chaos. Maybe Hate 4000 hates everything, but me, I'm not hating the prospect of what comes next. Caper complete. Rating, good. 3-star rating. The Art of the Seal, caper complete with a 3-star rating. Good rating. Do you want to save before continuing on to the second caper? Yes. Okay, and that's it for today. Doing Hate 4000's voice kills my throat. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll be back next week with the second caper, probably with Dr. Mayhem. I already kind of know. I have some thoughts on which one to pick for that. But anyway, Thank you everyone for joining me, and I hope you have a good week or whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you don't have the game, go and buy it. Go play it. It's fun. And while you're at it, buy Arcade Spirits and Arcade Spirits and New Challengers by the same creative mind. Well, one of them. They're really fun. That's how I was introduced to Fiction Factory games, and I have one of the games. Live. Complete truth. But anyway, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.